lint or detergent stains on dark clothing, a sour smell on clothes after they've been washed. That's what I'm going to tackle in today's how-to video using the LG WT7300 top-load washing machine. First off, welcome back, laundry friends. I'll start by addressing detergent stains and lint buildup on dark clothing, as well as how to remove them, and then I'll get into odors. See the information section below to jump to a specific point in the video. Let's get started. I recently received a question about white stains on dark clothing, and those white patches are typically fine particles of lint or soap residue, and sometimes it's both. This can happen for a number of reasons. Could be overloading or packing the tub too tightly, or water repellent or sweat wicking items were thrown into a mixed load, which then prevented the lint from escaping in the rinse water. Perhaps a lint producing cotton item, for example a sock or towel, was included in a load of slightly waterproof items. Or maybe the previous load was heavy lint producing cotton items and the lint stuck to the tub because the tub clean cycle hasn't been run frequently enough. Could be the situation that happens to me all the time, which is I leave a Kleenex or two in a pocket and then said tissues explode onto everything. It's always a mess. And or finally could be simply using too much detergent or fabric softener. And I think I've said it in every video so far, less is always more when it comes to these high efficiency machines. So now that you know some of the causes of white patches, whether it be detergent residue or lint, what are the solutions? Well, if you've used too much detergent and happen to notice lots of suds in the tub during the washing segment, you can avoid or at least reduce detergent residue buildup by pausing the machine and adding an extra rinse. Of course, if you're like me, you start the wash and you walk away. So in the case that the cycle is already completed and you lift the lid to the sound of soap suds or notice detergent residue on your clothing, you can run a rinse and spin. That's available here under special care. Now that works most of the time. However, it won't work in the case of a mixed load that contains water resistant, waterproof, or sweat wicking polyester items. That's why in my previous video I recommend washing performance wear, for example, yoga pants, swimsuits, running jackets, etc., separately and optimally using the waterproof cycle. So if you've done a mixed load that had a few performance wear items in it, you'll want to remove them, run a rinse and spin for the non-waterproof items, and then rinse the waterproof items separately. And finally, to remove things like lint, shredded tissues, pet hair, or whatever this is, rinsing the load again helps, but what I found works the best is to place the linty garments into the dryer with a dryer sheet and then run an air dry cycle for 30 minutes. Air dry doesn't use any heat, and that's especially helpful for things like yoga pants, running clothes, swimsuits, and raincoats that typically get hung up to dry. Now, if your dryer doesn't have a no heat option, just select the lowest heat option available, and don't forget that dryer sheet, which will reduce static. Nice. All right. What you don't want to do is just throw the entire load into the dryer and then run a drying segment on high heat. That just bakes in the lint and the detergent residue. Now let's talk about tub odors and sour smelling laundry. If your washer's tub has an odor that's transferring to the clothes, you want to remove the clothes and run a tub clean cycle or two, or even three for a stubborn odor. And as far as cleaning products go for the tub clean cycle, I've used a fresh generic store brands, Tide washing machine cleaner, stuff I found on Amazon, and they all seem to work well. You can use bleach or white vinegar for the tub clean, which is what I used to do when I first got the machine, but now I use products labeled for the job. It makes me feel better, but perhaps I'm just a sucker for marketing. However, the way I look at it is, if bleach got the machine clean, then every time I ran a white load, it would be clean, right? Once the tub clean cycle is completed, use a microfiber cloth or a soft sponge to wipe the surrounding areas inside the tub and the detergent tray while you're at it. And if you see any mold or mildew, wipe it using a solution of diluted bleach or white vinegar. Just be sure to rinse everything well. To remove the detergent tray, you pull it out and lift from the front. You want to remove all the cups, rinse out any detergent residue, and put the tray back in. Per the manual, the best way to avoid moldy or mildewy odors is to be sure the tub is allowed to dry out. That means being diligent about leaving the lid up and detergent tray pulled out when the machine's not in use. Here's the catch though. If your washer is located in a perpetually humid environment, it'll be difficult for the tub to dry. For example, our washer lives here in the damp cave, aka our basement, so I run a dehumidifier during the summer to keep the humidity below 65%, as well as run a monthly tub clean cycle, whether or not I think the machine needs it. Now, if the odor in your clothes is not coming from the tub and your clothes smell sour, It's usually an indication of mildew. It can happen if clothes are left in a tub too long, like for days because you forgot about them and went on vacation, or you put them in the dryer but forgot to turn on the dryer. Done that too. Or the other thing that happens to us, which is to hang dry clothes in this damp cave of a basement. My other half likes to hang dry her yoga pants, and they tend to sour during the summer months despite running the dehumidifier down here. So sour smells can be hard to remove, but when they occur, I found adding 1 cup of baking soda or 1 cup of white vinegar to the wash, followed by an extra rinse, removes the odor. Furthermore, for items that can't go in the dryer, like her yoga pants, I'll also use the dryer's air dry feature or low heat option just to get the drying process started. That way when I hang dry them, they fully dry before having a chance to sour. All right, I think that's it. Wait, no, bonus tip. To avoid sour smells from permeating your clothes in between designated laundry days, avoid tossing wet towels and sweaty workout gear into the hamper or leaving them in a pile on the laundry room floor like this, where the mildew gets a jump on you. If you let your garments dry out before putting them in a hamper or in a pile, you only need to deal with body odor and not body odor and sour mildew smells. All right, that tip was meant for my other half, but she doesn't watch my channel, so anyway. I hope these solutions work for you, and if you have solutions of your own that you'd like me to share with others, please leave them in the comments section below. Until next time, laundry friends. That's a wrap. Where's the cat? Hey. Laundry's done.